On that note, we are going to get started here this evening. I am so excited to share this information with you. Before we get started, I want to give you just a little bit of my personal background so that we know each other a little bit better. My name is Travis Flaherty. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Summer, of 20 years. We have 6 children, and we love entrepreneurship. We've been in the direct sales and network marketing industry for the last 15 years. We've been on the distributor side, we've been involved on the corporate side, and we've been involved on the ownership side as well. And so we've had a chance to see a lot of different companies come and go. And what I can tell you is the information that I'm going to be sharing with you tonight, there is a very rare convergence of forces that's coming together that really makes this special. It really makes this unique. And we're going to be talking about being unique all throughout this presentation tonight. So with that, let's go ahead and jump right into the presentation. You know, it wasn't too long ago, about 30 business days ago, that my wife got an inbox about something called blind nutrition versus customized DNA nutrition. And that little 3-minute video caught her attention enough that she wanted to go out and do a little bit of research. And so she went out onto the web and she couldn't find anything. There was no website, there was no information out there. She ended up on YouTube where she had found a video of the owner of this company. His name is Ron Williams, and a gentleman by the name of Eric Worre. Some of you in the network marketing industry probably recognize that name. And they were talking about the launch of this company. The video had only been uploaded about 36 hours prior, and it only had about 26 views. And she thought, well, this is interesting. You know, we know the people that are involved. Ron has brought some of the most prolific products to the network marketing industry over the last 2 decades. And of course, Eric Worre is the Jim Rohn of network marketing. He's the leading trainer, if you will, filling coliseums around the world for this industry. And so she sat back and watched this presentation, and it really caught her attention to the point where she brought it to me, and she is responsible for all of us being here tonight. She actually brought me into this company because she was so excited about it. And so what I'd like to do tonight is I'd like to start off by sharing that 3-minute video with you. For those of you that have not seen it, I want to introduce you to the concept of blind nutrition versus customized designer nutrition.
Your DNA makes you unique. You have one genetic code, only one body. You don't need everybody's nutritional supplements. You can have your own. Cut your losses and move on. The days of blind nutrition are over. Your DNA knows exactly what you need, and Uforia delivers it. Welcome to your very own designer nutrition. We're all potentially susceptible to certain physical ailments based on variations in our genes passed down from our parents. These genetic variations are called SNPs, or single nucleotide polymorphisms. We aren't able to eliminate SNPs from our DNA, but we can do something about them. We can take action to optimize our physical health. It begins with a simple DNA test. Swab the inside of your cheek and mail your sample to Uforia's state-of-the-art laboratory partner for analysis. Strict HIPAA guidelines are always followed, so your information remains confidential and secure. Based on your DNA results, a one-of-a-kind nutritional formula is created just for you. This is your very own Ütrition, designed from peer-reviewed plant-based ingredients plus vitamins and minerals. With so many high-quality ingredients and so many of us, every formula is truly unique. Each custom formula is one out of nearly 400 million possible combinations. And while your Ütrition is being customized, you can immediately begin to make your health a habit. Every Uforia starter kit not only comes with a DNA test, it also includes a Ütrition formula. This is a mild and gentle cleanse. It also supports the body's preparation for the optimal Uforia experience. The Ütrition formula contains a robust combination of quality active ingredients, including AC11, frankincense, and astaxanthin. Ütrition gives your body a fresh start. You'll be prepared when your customized Ütrition arrives, which takes approximately 2 to 4 weeks, delivered right to your door. You'll receive a 30-day supply of your customized formula, along with a detailed action plan that explains what you need to know about your SNPs. Staying on track to meet your nutritional needs for the rest of your life has never been easier. You can receive your customized designer Ütrition delivered to your door every month, all for less than the cost of buying the nutritional ingredients separately. Finally, Everyone's unique biology meets one-of-a-kind technology. Your DNA is talking, and Uforia gives your body a voice.
That's the video that caught our attention and got us excited. Hello, it looks like we've had the lines have been just filling in tonight. So I appreciate everyone who's just joined us. Looks like during that video, the call doubled. So I'm excited to be here with you tonight to talk about this exciting company. And as I share that with you, I'm just smiling because there's so many wonderful things that are happening here right now. And you couldn't be here at a better time. You know, the purpose of Uforia is to illuminate the beauty and the uniqueness of every human being. There's never been anyone like you that has been here before you, and there never will be anyone like you again. You are perfect. And the next step in health and wellness acknowledges that there is no two of us that are alike. And that is what Uforia is all about. In fact, being you has never felt better. Let's talk about just the history of nutrition for just a moment. So for the last 8 decades, we've been guessing. In fact, I'm willing to bet, and I want to know who's willing to admit this tonight. I want you to drop an I into the comments section if you can relate to this. Let's see if you happen to have a cupboard or some type of a counter somewhere that has all kinds of different supplements that you've bought over the years, maybe the last 2, 3, 4, even 5 years. And some of these supplements, they maybe are even expired, but you don't want to throw them away because you paid good money for those supplements. I know that many of you guys are guilty. I know that I am. My wife, every now and then, will say, honey, can I throw this away? And I'm like, no. And it's probably 2, 3 years past the expiration date, right? She just said she's always sneaking and throwing things away. Well, guys, we all have them. And here's the thing. It's not that this is bad, but we have been guessing. I mean, at the end of the day, if you think about it, does it make sense that if we were to all buy the same supplementation, that we're taking the exact same supplements, the exact same amounts? I mean, we're all completely different, not just in size, but how our bodies operate and the different deficiencies that we have. And so at the end of the day, we take handfuls of these different supplements and nutrients, and we just guess and we hope that our bodies are getting what they need. Then of course, we have targeted nutrition, which came along, and it's better. Targeted nutrition is where they would take some type of a blood test, or even there has been DNA tests that were done in the past. But then what would happen? They would turn around and they would sell you one size fits all nutrition. There's some people that are on here that are probably 100 pounds, and I can tell you that I'm definitely not 100 pounds. And it doesn't make sense that if we were to all take the same test, and then we were to buy the same type of supplement or the same type of ingredient, that we would take the same recommended daily allowances. That's not truly targeted nutrition. It's still a guessing game. And then we have designer nutrition, which is who we are and what we do. It's inspired by your DNA. Your DNA is telling us exactly what is missing, and we're able to formulate a nutritional supplement that's designed for you. No two are the same. I want you to think about that for a moment. That is how we start to create the kind of results that we're all looking for, right? I firmly believe that the body, we're all walking around in a state of malnutrition. We're all starving, not necessarily from food, but we're all starving in a state of nutrition. And what I mean by that is we're not getting the nutrients that we need from the foods that we eat anymore, right? The soils are depleted. Even if you go back 10, 20 years ago and look at the tests of the soils from where they are then to now, they're completely depleted. Then we have genetic modifications. And so what ends up happening is we're eating and we're eating and we're eating. And you know what? We're tired. We don't feel good. And you know what? It shows up in so many different ways. I mean, in our children, it might show up in behavioral issues. It might show up in your skin. I firmly believe that when you start putting an abundance of nutrients designed specifically for you into your body, it's going to show up in so many different ways. And that's what I'm so excited about. Let me explain to you how our Uforia nutrition works. So first of all, step number 1 is you purchase your YouStart kit from a nutritionist. And when you receive your kit, you register it at youstart.com, where you would pay for your one-time lab fee of $99 after entering in your discount code. Now, first of all, how many of you guys have paid for or gotten labs before? They're quite expensive. The average is anywhere from $250 to $500. So once again, going back, you purchase your YouStart kit, it's $159. Step number 2 is you go over to ustart.com and you register and you pay a one-time lab fee. And then from there, essentially what happens is you send in your swabs, and then your customized nutrition arrives at your doorstep just a few weeks later. And of course, not only that, but when you send in that DNA report, what's really, really cool is that you get a 35-page wellness action plan, 35 pages that's going to tell you what is happening. We're testing 18 different strands or SNPs of your DNA. And what we're looking for are genetic dispositions, otherwise known as flaws in your DNA that are passed down from your mother and father. So you're going to get a report that tells you the results of all of these SNPs in a very easy to read report. Not only tells you what the results are of those SNPs, but it's also going to tell you the different ingredients and even some lifestyle recommendations. And I know just before I got on this call tonight, several people were on our Telegram chat on our team page saying, I just got my report. I just got my report. It's so much more in depth than I thought it was. So these are going to be hitting all around for those of you that have already taken it. And I look at it like this. I think about it from this perspective. You know, if you have the ability, if we all have the ability now to be able to test, and these 18 different SNPs that we're testing, by the way, are what we refer to as your power SNPs. We're looking for, you know, SNPs that are related to major illnesses. And, you know, for me, for example, if I had a genetic disposition for heart disease, and I had the ability to be able to fill that gap with 100 plant-based ingredients that can now support that deficiency, wouldn't you want that in your life? Like, who wouldn't want that? And that's exactly what we're doing. So let's talk a little bit about what's in, first of all, your UStart kit. So number 1, you get an instruction card that tells you exactly what to do so that there's no confusion. Number 2, you get your pre-trition. So right away, you're getting your 30 days of pre-trition, which is designed to get your gut health in the right shape. It's a very mild cleanse that includes prebiotics, not probiotics, but actual prebiotics. And I can tell you that the people that have been on this cleanse, we've had a lot of people that have talked about how they've felt less bloated. We've had people that have been losing weight on this cleanse. I'm an actual testimonial of that. I lost 10 pounds currently on my cleanse in the first 30 days. So this is a fantastic way to get your body in shape so that when you start taking your customized nutrition, that you're getting the highest absorption. Also in there, we have 2 swab brushes, so you're going to be able to swab your left cheek and your right cheek. You're then going to put it in a little black envelope for your DNA samples. Husband and wives, here's a little tip for you. Make sure that you label those with your husband or your wife's name once you put them in there, because my wife and I took our samples, we put them in the black envelopes and set it on the table, and about an hour later we came back and said, uh-oh, whose is whose, right? So make sure that you do that. You get a 1 return envelope prepaid, you drop that in the mail, it goes off to the lab, and then we give you a $100 discount off of your lab test, which allows you to go online, register for your lab, set up your customized nutrition, and again, you get $100 off, which brings the cost down to $99. Now, what are we testing? So we send your samples off to the lab, and from there, they're going to do a DNA analysis, and they're testing 18 different SNPs. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, the last thing that I want to do is I want my information getting out there where somebody can sell it or people are going to know what's going on with me. In fact, 23andMe was recently in the news where they had sold some information and they were in some hot water. So you should know that we are HIPAA compliant. What that means is that your information has to be completely destroyed within 60 days. So we don't keep any information. We never share any information. To be HIPAA compliant is a big deal. And we're not going to lose that certification. Number 2, we're CLIA certified, and that's the big boy certification when it comes to laboratories. That's referring to the quality of the ingredients, the quality control measures that are in place within the laboratory as well. And so you should just know that we go to the extreme to make sure that your information is not only protected, but that we are working only in the best environment that's possible to be able to create your nutrition. Now, here are the different genes for those of you that are looking into or want to know what is it specifically that we're testing. Again, we call these your power genes. So we're looking at things like your heart, detoxification, oxidation, cell machinery and DNA damage, vitamin D receptors, again, hearty health, inflammatory response. We know that inflammation is related to most chronic illnesses today, collagen, cholesterol. And here's what's cool. We're not just limited to these particular SNPs. If more and more research is done and it's evident that there are additional SNPs that should be added, we actually have the capability of being able to test up to 700 SNPs. But these SNPs were carefully selected by our genetic specialists because we understand that these SNPs are related to a lot of the chronic illness and disease that's out there today. And once again, once we get the results of your SNPs, we are using close to 100 ingredients. Now get this, they are all gluten-free, non-GMO, veggie-friendly, and every single ingredient has no less than 2 independent peer-reviewed studies that links these particular ingredients to the supporting evidence to supporting the results of your specific SNPs. Over 100 ingredients. Think about this for a moment. If you were to go through this list and you're seeing just some of the ingredients that are on this list right now, you would spend thousands of dollars to get these type of quality ingredients, and you would still be guessing as to how much that you should be taking. I mean, I know some of these ingredients on here are pretty expensive, and these are just a few of them. So once again, we're the first company in the world that's analyzing your DNA, and we're using plant-based ingredients to fill the gaps. There are other DNA tests that are out there that are associated with pharmaceuticals, right? But what we're doing is we're giving the body, again, what it needs when it needs it. And of course, you know, we're not allowed to make any claims. We don't make any claims at all that this will cure you of anything. But what we do say is that while the uninformed will try and predict or claim what this will do for your body, the intelligent will anticipate what it'll do for your body. And once again, just think about it from this perspective. If you've been walking around in a state of malnutrition, and all of a sudden you start to give your body an abundance of what it needs when it needs it, dialed in specifically for your DNA, how do you think that it's going to show up? And we've got some amazing testimonial groups. The testimonials are already starting to come in. What's exciting for me is that once your DNA is tested, the way that it works is there's a bottle that is labeled with your name on it and with your own barcode. And as that bottle approaches we call it the Ütritionator, you'll see it here in just a moment, it is scanned. And from there, it goes through the machine and your formulation is created. And there are over 400 million possible combinations. No 2 are the same, and yours is one of them. We call it Ütrition. Guys, it's Amazon proof. How many companies have you been associated with where you have other people that are out there that are maybe dumping some product, leaving the company, whatever the case might be, that are selling the products out there on Amazon? You don't have that problem here because I can promise you that Amy Pepping doesn't want to buy my DNA Nutrition. And that's what's so great about this is it's truly Ütrition. It has your name on it. And the barcode that is scanned is what represents and what pulls up your DNA when it goes through the Ütritionator. You're actually seeing this machine. Guys, this is what makes this all possible. So just so you understand, the software that we use, proprietary software, is 2 decades in the making. 2 decades. Once they finally got the software done, they were making each batch by hand, which wasn't scalable. So for the last 2.5 years, LaCour Enterprises has invested millions of dollars, tons of resources to be able to build the only machine in the world, again, we call it the Ütritionator, that now has the capability of producing over 3,700 batches every 7 hours. And here's the thing, we're the only company in the world that has this, and we are already working on our 2nd and our 3rd machines as well. So once again, the ignorant might ask, what will this product do for me? The wise will anticipate what will their body or what their body will do with this product. Üforia really gives your body a voice. That's really what it's doing is we're going in and looking at your genetic makeup, which makes you completely unique, completely different. And we're looking at what you may be lacking. What are your deficiencies? And we're filling the gaps. Guys, it still blows my mind every time that I talk about it. You know, what I love about this is I don't have to go sell this. It's not one of those products that I have to go convince people that they need. You know, my protein powder is better than your protein powder. This one, you know, when I share that 3-minute video with people, it sparks up a conversation because people just get it. They understand. I mean, think about it from this perspective. DNA, right? DNA is a big conversation right now. You know, I go to Target the other day, and at the end cap, what do I see? Give the gift of DNA this Christmas. 23andMe, right? All of these companies are out there. I don't even know if 10 years ago this would have been a relevant conversation, but today it's extremely relevant. And, you know, all we're doing is we're taking that next step in nutrition. What this really is the beginning of the end of blind nutrition, and it just makes sense. And what we're doing is we're honoring our uniqueness, because there are no two of us alike. We are all a miracle. You know, just like snowflakes. You know, it's Christmas time. We don't get a lot of that here in Arizona, but I'm sure some of you guys might be getting some snowflakes around the world right now. And there's no two snowflakes that are the same, right? Divine, the intangible, a higher purpose and design, you know, just like you. And I want to share a little video with you, because one of the things that we loved about this company, for those of you that are not just here looking as a customer, but also looking at maybe the branding side of things, is, you know, the company has this feel that's special. It doesn't feel like that traditional, I don't know, pitchy, gimmicky company that's out there. Their branding, everything's just beautiful. And I want to play a video with you that just helps you to kind of get a feel of what our marketing looks like. We look like a company that, although we're just in our whisper campaign and we don't even officially launch until next month, but our marketing and branding is pretty unique and special. So take a look at this short little video.
Modern technology wasn't so modern when it gave us the first images of snowflakes. For the first time, we saw the beauty of nature's creation, and the secret was revealed. No matter how many times we look, no matter how many snowflakes we see, when the same atoms, the same molecules that give us so much frozen white wonder come together, no two snowflakes are exactly the same. Each snowflake created by random design of Mother Nature's chance. Each one created by divine choice. Just like all of us, made up of the same elements, the same molecules, yet each one uniquely different. You and the snowflake, unique by chance, divine by choice.
Is that not an awesome video? Doesn't that give me for those of you that are watching, if you don't mind, type one word into the chat box that just how you feel after watching that video. Just one word. What's the one word that comes to mind after seeing that video? I want to see what some of the results are here real quickly. Let me come out of my full screen so I can see what the chat is, what is being said here. Let's see here. So we've got special, inspired, divine, beauty, beautiful. I love that. Think it, you know, winter wonderland, unique, powerful. I agree with all of you. It's one of the things that I love about this company is that we are really, Kay says, special, doing something special here, and I couldn't agree with you more. So let's keep the conversation going here for a little bit. I want to explain how you can get started, and then we're going to talk just touch a little bit briefly on the opportunity that goes with this wonderful product as well. So first of all, how do you experience Uforia? There's 3 simple steps to get started. First of all, number 1 is you visit your nutritionist's website, the person that referred you here, and you get your U-Start kit for $159. And it's going to include everything that we talked about in that kit, the pre-trition, the swabs, your $100 coupon towards your labs. Your second step is you're going to go and you're going to register your U-Start kit, and you're going to pay the lab analysis. It's $99. You only have to do that one time. A lot of questions. Someone always asks, well, how often do we have to take our DNA? Well, you know, we always think in terms of blood testing. You know, when someone might be pregnant, they get their blood tested all the time, right? But your DNA never changes. It's the same the day that you're born as the day that you die. So there really is no reason to continue to do your labs unless there's a couple of things that you might want to do. Let's say that down the road we added another 10 to 20 SNPs, which is possible over the next year. You might want to retest at that point. If you do regular blood tests, we encourage you to still do them because we want you to be able to track and measure what's happening inside of your body. So we certainly encourage that, but it's not necessarily required here for us to do what we do to create your customized nutrition. And then step number 3 is to prepare your body for your Uforia experience with your pre-trition, which is, again, included in the kits that come to you. We call it a lifetime of nutrition, a lifetime of luxury. Why is that? Well, I go back to my example. Let's say that, I had a genetic disposition for heart disease, and I found that out, and I now have the ability to be able to create a customized formulation that supports that genetic disposition, that flaw in my DNA, using over 100 plant-based, peer-reviewed, veggie-free, non-GMO, I can't even say it quickly, gluten-free, there you go, say that fast 5 times, ingredients. Why would I only want to take that for a month? That's something that I would want to take for the rest of my life. And that's something that I love about this. It's neat because I started to see people posting pictures of their name and their nutrition that was arriving on their doorsteps today as well. So it starts here today. Now, there is an opportunity that goes along with this as well. It's Christmas time, and a lot of people start thinking about making extra money, or how can I create some extra income? And one of the things that I've observed over the last couple of years, as social media has become more and more prevalent, is if you're not utilizing social media as a means to create income, then you're missing out on perhaps one of the greatest opportunities to be able to create a secondary income stream for your family. And there are ways to do it where you're not out there spamming and making people feel uncomfortable. In fact, we have some wonderful trainings. We just did one last week from some top earners in this profession that teach our team members how to go out and just share this simple message with others and create an additional revenue stream. I was talking with someone just earlier today, and I asked them a question. I said, if you were to continue doing what you're doing right now, and you just kept doing that, the career you have, the job that you have over the next 10 to 20 years, will that put you into a position where you'll be able to declare your financial freedom day? You'll be able to do the things that you want to do rather than the things that you have to do. And he said, 10, 20 years, probably not. Maybe 20, 30 years, maybe. And I just says, well, then let me ask you another question. Wouldn't it make sense to go start a little side business, something that you do on the side? Maybe when you're waiting in line to pick up the kids at school, or sitting at a sports, event waiting for your kids to get done with practice, and be able to utilize some of the tools that are available to us like social media, and to capitalize on perhaps one of the biggest movements and trends that we've seen in nutrition in the last 60 to 70 years. And he says, yeah, actually it does. Then that's what becoming a nutritionist is all about. It's about just taking advantage of the opportunity when you see one. For all of our nutritionists, we provide them with tremendous support. You're not in business you're in business by yourself, but not for yourself. Excuse me, let me say that again. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. All of our nutritionists get brought into a community where we literally teach them the information that they need to be able to go out and successfully launch a business and do it the right way. And they're provided with some of the best marketing resources. If you're part of this company and you've just been blown away with the marketing resources that are available to you, drop an I into the chat box, because I would love for our guests that are watching tonight just to see and feel the amount of support that comes from not only our community, but this company. Guys, it's unlike anything that I've experienced before. And I'm a startup specialist in this industry. I've never seen anything like it. So you're going to be supported with some fantastic marketing resources that are available. Here's a website. You can go take a look at some of those resources that are available to you. I also want to talk about a couple of things that this company has done that really makes them special and unique. They've created some strategic partnerships with some powerhouses in this industry. The first is LaCour Enterprises. And LaCour Enterprises is headed up by Terry LaCour. And if there's a LeBron James in the network marketing industry when it comes to logistics, it's Terry LaCour. Most companies in network marketing don't fail because of good ideas. There's no shortage of good ideas in this industry. Most companies fail because of the execution, because of the customer service, because of the logistics. Well, LaCour Enterprises is 25 years in the making. Guys, in 1996, they started a company called Market Vision, which today is the most sought after back-end support software system in network marketing. Why is that important? Because a lot of times startup companies, they have to go out and find a third party to provide their software support. It's very expensive anytime you need to make changes, so they don't necessarily make the changes that need to be made quickly. And it can be one of the reasons why companies go out of business. And so the fact that we have access to that as part of LaCour Enterprises, this is known as the Cadillac software system. In the early 2000s, they launched LaCour Enterprises, which is now today one of the largest fulfillment centers in the world for network marketing companies. It's in Dallas, Texas. For those of you that had a chance to tour the facility, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's literally the size of maybe 2 to 3 football fields. And, these guys have warehouses around the world, licensing around the world. Their Latin American team has been with them since 2002. Their European team since 2004. I share this with you because we are strategically partnered with Liquor Enterprises, and they're handling all of our back end. Terry in Liquor Enterprises also invests in a number of companies in this industry. And over the last 5 years, he's actually launched 2 companies that are now doing over $500 million in revenue. And not only do I attribute that to the product and technology, but it's the logistics and the support that's there. So what I love about that is we get the best of both worlds. We get, the excitement of something that's new, that's just launching, but we also get the stability and infrastructure of 25 years in the making. So that's Liquor Enterprises. He is the one who built and invested in this particular machine called the Ütritionator that makes all this possible. And some of you might recognize this guy over here on the right-hand side, Mr. Eric Worre. Now, first and foremost, disclaimer, Eric is not part of our company. So Eric is still Network Marketing Pro. He serves the industry. GoPro's coming up here next weekend. Thousands of people, close to 10,000 people will be going to his events. But here is what's unique. Eric has never before put his name on a company in this magnitude. And what I mean by that is he has agreed to head up all of our leadership and training here with Uforia. Show me a company with good training and I'll show you guys a great company. Well, we wanted the very best. And so we went out and we created a relationship with Network Marketing Pro. Once again, never been done before. Can't say that it may not be done again, but right now, Uforia has Network Marketing Pro, Eric Worre, who will be at all of our events. So for those of you that are coming to Vegas next month, you get an opportunity to be able to be trained by the very best. And so these are, again, things that as we were evaluating this company, that brings huge credibility to the table, you guys. I mean, Eric's not going to put his name just on anything that's out there. And then, of course, I have to touch on timing. Timing is everything in business. And I'm going to let you all in. There's, about 84 of you on here right now. Wow, the numbers have continued to go up tonight. Great showing. So here's the cool thing. Nobody really knows about this company, guys. This is our little secret. We're in a whisper campaign right now. We kicked off a whisper campaign about 30 business days ago. About 2-3 weeks ago now, we had our first fly-in into Liquor Enterprises, and we actually have our pre-launch on January 12th. So what does that mean? It means right now we're not even operating on our full compensation plan. We're operating on a promotional compensation plan as we approach the official pre-launch next month. And I know there's going to be many of you that watch this on a replay as well. So just know that you have an opportunity today. Here's what I've learned. I've learned that if you can position yourself in the beginning stages with a company that has all of the signs of becoming one of the next giants in the industry, guys, there's a tremendous amount of money that can be made, because what you're doing is you're able to accomplish, you're compressing time frames. You're able to accomplish in a year, maybe 2 years, what it might take you 4 or 5 years to accomplish. Why? Because we're going from no one knowing about something to everyone knowing about something. And one other thing that I want to tell you is that, in my experience in 15 years in this industry, my wife and I have been very blessed in the industry. Our biggest successes have always come from introducing a new product category. There's a book that I'm fond of called Blue Ocean Strategy. And in this book, they talk about 2 different environments. First of all, they talk about a red ocean. A red ocean is a fiercely competitive market. Everybody's fighting over the same market share. The author describes it as a very cutthroat environment, or bloody, murky waters, he calls it, as a red ocean. Well, I think that the network marketing industry is somewhat of a red ocean. There's some great companies in this industry, not to knock anybody at all, but I don't want to be the 10th CBD oil company to launch this year. And I don't want to be, the 5th weight loss coffee company to launch in the last year or 2 years as well. I want to be a blue ocean, because see, a blue ocean is where there is no competition because you've changed the game. And guys, what we are doing here, and this is just my prediction, I believe that we will become to the nutrition industry what Amazon has become to the retail industry. Why? Because this is the beginning of the end of blind nutrition. January 12th and 13th is our pre-launch. That's where we kick off. That's where it all starts. And so, you've been invited here as a pioneer. You've been invited here to be a part of something very historic. And I believe that it's the pioneers that they write about in the history books. And so for those that are looking at this more than just being a customer, I mean, to me, a customer is a no-brainer. but looking for a true business opportunity, something that you can get a hold of and really take advantage of the timing, the people that are involved, the unique product story. We have everything that you're looking for here. So I want to invite you to get plugged in at whatever level that you would like to participate. I want to invite you to get back to the people that shared this with you. We'd be happy to set up a call, a three-way call, and get any questions that you have answered so that you can make a well-informed decision. I believe that one of two things will happen a year from now. The first thing that may happen is you are going to remember back to this presentation. And you're going to say, I remember when Uforia was just getting started. I remember when nobody had heard of Ütrition, this whole DNA nutrition concept. And you know what? I chose to take action. I chose to get started, and I started sharing it with some friends. I started utilizing social media. I put some of these cool little marketing videos up, and I followed the system that they taught me. And you know what? Here I am a year later, and you know what? Now I've got this side business, and it's really, really cool because my normal income that's coming in is paying the bills, but this money over here, this money is allowing me to pay down some debt. It's allowing me to be able to do some things that I've never been able to do before. And you know what? I can see how if I keep going over the next couple of years, I can be in a position where I don't necessarily have to go to work anymore if I don't want to. Or you're going to say, I remember when that company was launching. I remember seeing it before anybody else heard about it. I remember seeing it when maybe there was 1,000, 1,500 people in the company at most. And you know what? I chose not to take action. And I can tell you this, most people won't. Most people, Bill Gates was interviewed not too long ago, and he was asked, he says, you have all these wonderful ideas and you go out and you share them with people, and aren't you worried that people are going to steal your ideas? And he says, I'm not really that worried, because most people hear about an opportunity, but they'll never take action on it. They'll think about it and they'll think about it. But the reality is that if you don't act within the first 24 to 48 hours that you hear about an opportunity, then there's about a 50% chance that you'll ever act on it. And if you don't act within the first 7 days, it goes down to less than 5%. And Bill Gates said, I'm not worried, because most people, they just don't take action. So my question to you is, are you guys going to take action on this opportunity? I can tell you that my wife and I, we are all in here. We are so excited to be a part of this amazing community. And we're just not being met with the traditional opposition that we usually do in network marketing, because there's no convincing. There's no hype. The product is enough. So with that, I want to say thank you guys very much for listening into the presentation tonight. I hope that you learned something tonight, and look forward to many more of these wonderful presentations as we move forward. Looks like we kept most of you on tonight. So with that, I want to say thank you very much. And you guys have an absolutely incredible evening. I'll leave it on for a couple of minutes just to leave the chat open. But you guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Take care now.